Hello students, today I am going to explain you this question, prove that root 2 is irrational. We will solve this question by using the contradiction. Contradiction means we will assume that let root 2 is rational. We will assume the opposite term for this root 2. Since root 2 is rational, step 1, it will be represented in the form of a upon b, where a and b are co-prime and b not equal to 0. What is the meaning of co-prime? Co-prime means co means together, prime that means these two numbers a and b have only and only one factor, which is 1. Only factor is 1. Now step 2, we will cross multiply this. Root 2 into b is equal to a. Squaring both sides, root 2b whole square is equal to a square. So root 2 square is 2, b square, which is a square of b only, is equal to a square. Label this as equation 1. B square is equal to a square upon 2, which means 2 divides a square, 2 divides a. That means if 2 is dividing the square of a number, it will divide the individual number also. Step 3, since 2 divides a, it means a is equal to 2c. I will explain this as a upon 2. Since 2 is dividing a, so we will get some quotient. Let us assume which is c, where c is some integer. Now a is equal to 2c. This I am going to substitute in equation 1. 2b square is equal to, we'll put the value of a in this equation. This is 2c whole square. So this is equal to 2b square is equal to 4c square, which means b square is equal to 4c square upon 2 and b square is equal to 2c square. So this 2 will come under b square. This is equal to c square. Again, what this is explaining, it says that 2 divides b square, 2 divides b. That means 2 is dividing the square of a number, so it will divide the individual number also. But what we have assumed here in the starting, we have assumed that a and b are co-prime. But in this solution, we have 2 is dividing a, 2 is dividing b. That means a and b are divisible by number 2. But we assumed a and b are divisible by 1. So our assumption, that means whatever we have supposed, our assumption is wrong, that root 2 is rational. which means hence root 2 is irrational.